Hey there, Wild Hearts. I want to hop in and say hi to all of you and to talk a little bit about our theme this month of dedication. I have dedicate on my shirt. Um, yeah, it's been an interesting month. I know for me personally, I've been moving through a lot with what's happening in our country right now and the ways that it's affecting me personally and all of the enormity of it, right? Like there's a lot of things that you can say you're out of your control and let go of, but then there's a lot of things that it's hard when you're a kind-hearted person to see happening. And I wanted to share a little bit about dedication and our theme and how I think that relates to moving through difficult times. I realized that the best chance I have for being a voice in this world, for helping to have a positive impact, to be a voice for change, for healing, is I have to keep taking care of myself. And so the goals that I had this month to dedicate to were yoga, bringing that back into my life, and I started that. Today will be day 4 of Dedicate with Yoga with Adrienne that I am restarting again. And I'm really excited about this because I know I want to start moving again. My body is incredibly out of shape. Last year, I was able to start Yoga with Adrienne's 30 days and Jacqueline Bar Definition for 90 days. And I did that every single day. And then I continued the bar definition for 6 months every single day. And it felt amazing. And then a series of events happened and I fell out of practice. And so I am coming back to the mat and back to working out, being very shaky and out of shape, but also just very excited and inspired and knowing from the past how good it's going to feel the more I show up. And it already has been amazing. And so the last 3 days coming back to my mat and to yoga and listening to Adrienne and really having this practice to dedicate myself and to come back to center has been really huge. I've also started listening to a morning meditation. I really love Amanda Francis. She's helped me to heal so much around my wealth mindset. And she has a wonderful meditation to start your day. And so I've been doing that every morning as well. And the shift has been really huge. I can see that uh, being able to move through changes and uncertainty more gracefully is being amplified, and just coming back to the reminder, the core of everything we do in our Wild Heart community is conscious life creation. Because no matter what's happening externally, no matter what's happening in the world, what we do every day really does matter. Who we choose to be, how we nourish ourselves, the greater visions that we have for the impact we want to have on the world, tapping into that every day and making sure that we come from a place of hope and love and kindness and inspiration and play is so incredibly important. And I think it's even more important when times are difficult and when there's a lot of fear and hate and these energies that are very dysregulating circling in the world. Yes, feel your grief. Yes, let yourself cry and return back to love and faith and kindness and hope. And for me, I was born just in love with life, just in awe of life, with the beauty of it, the miracle of it, the beauty that I find in flowers and nature and things like bioluminescence that are just like straight magic on this earth. I have always deeply loved animals and the planet and loved connecting with other people and wanted to live in harmony. And I just kind of came out that way. And it can be difficult when those ideals aren't what is being upheld in the world, when you see things causing pain and suffering. And it can be discouraging. And I've really learned that my greatest chance at having an impact here and me knowing what I can do to help is not letting any of that shake who I am, and a deeper knowing that I have, that life is meant to be beautiful, that it is meant to be full of love and kindness, that we can live in harmony with each other, with nature, with animals, that what creates deep happiness and wealth is not overworking, is not hustle, is not having more money or resources coming from a scarcity mindset of like needing to grab because you're afraid of not having it. But what real wealth is deep connection and joy and playfulness and what it feels like to be like a summer's day when you were a child, or maybe out in nature on vacation, and that feeling of being so present to nature, doing things that you love, being with the people that you love. That is true wealth. And I also deeply believe that it's good to want to be rich. It's good to want to be wealthy, and that money is beautiful. And those can sometimes feel like conflicting ideas. At least they used to for me, but they're really not. I deeply believe in wealth, but the intention behind why you want wealth and how you view money is so important. And I think a lot of what is happening in the world and that makes us feel like it's not good to want to be wealthy or rich is that there are people who are seemingly after a lot of money, for reasons that aren't good and for reasons that aren't in harmony. And really, that has nothing to do with money. That has more to do with the fact that money is this beautiful gift and energy that amplifies everything that you are. And if you are mentally unwell and if you are being run by things that aren't healthy, that is just going to get amplified. If you're trying to gain money because you have fear or greed or other things like that, that's just a never ending loop. And that has more to do with mental health than anything else. But if you open yourself to wealth and you want to build wealth from a place of love and kindness, then it will amplify your ability to have impact on the world. And so I've been really deepening into allowing myself to want to be rich and wealthy because I want to have impact and because I also want to be nourished by this beautiful energy of love, just like I want to be nourished by the abundance of um money. Just like I want to be nourished by the abundance of love, the abundance of sunshine, the abundance that we find in nature, the way that crops grow and fruit blossoms on a tree and gives us so much food. Like nature is abundant, and money is the same way. There's so much money circulating around us. And the more that kind hearted, good hearted people open themselves to receiving that money, the more influence we can have in the world and the more we can do with that money by channeling it through us to good causes. Um, so there is that I want to speak about it. It's hard for me to not speak about money because I really love the topic so much. But the main message that I was starting that I want to come back to now is really truly living a wealthy life, what that means, and knowing that life can be beautiful, that you can find inner peace, that you don't need a lot of things to be happy, that holding that vision of life that I was born knowing, and that so many of you that are on this page because you are also like wild-hearted, kind-hearted people, keeping that alive within us is incredibly important, because us keeping that fire alive within us and us leading from that place is a continued vote for the world we want to see, for the one that puts kindness first, that puts nourishing and healing first, that puts empathy first, that really understands that life is a beautiful gift, and that if you are stuck in a moment of fear or hate or greed, you are out of alignment, and that will only breed more suffering. But that the truth of life, I deeply believe, is not meant to be in those things. I think the truth of life is love, is harmony, coming back to homeostasis and balance and deep inner health, loving yourself, which then helps you to love others, which then helps you to love the planet. And so I'm going to continue living my life that way. when things feel overwhelming, I'm going to let myself cry. I'm going to let myself journal, and then I'm going to move my body. I'm going to get it moving through my system, and I'm going to come back to the way that I know life can be, the values that I hold dear. And I'm going to keep being a vote for that in the world by the way that I move through my days, by the inner peace that I continue to foster, by coming back to center so that no matter what winds come my way, I can be balanced and I can bend instead of breaking. And as long as the hope of a world full of peace and love and light and harmony and kindness lives within me, that means it exists in this world. And that is powerful. And no matter what happens in my life, and no matter how loud the voices of hate and fear can get, if I keep that alive within myself, there is a seed of it within me that can continue to be planted for future years, for future generations. And that is giving me hope, and that is giving me strength, even in the face of really scary things, to know how important it is to keep that alive inside my soul, inside of me, and to protect it, and to listen to my heart, to know when to use my voice and when to nourish myself and wait until it is the right time to plant that seed. And so I wanted to share that with all of you and to send you so much love. And I'm going to be showing up here and just sharing from my heart more. And so sometimes those can kind of ramble, but a while ago I did an experiment where I did that in my stories every day, and it felt really good. And so I am going to be showing up here vulnerably and authentically, and not filtering, and having longer videos like this on some days, because I really want to be a source of light and love on the internet. And I want to call in all the other wild hearts that want to connect so that we can join together in community. And if you are lit up by anything that I say, I'd love to hear from you as well. Totally okay if you're just here to soak it in as well. I am so grateful to have you here. And I love you all so much. And I want you to know that I believe in peace and I believe in love, and I am going to be a vote and a voice for that as long as I have life within me on this planet, and hopefully leave seeds that carry on beyond me as well. And so, as dark as things can seem, know that you're not alone, know that there is still hope, and that that vision for a world full of love and kindness and peace and harmony can never be killed as long as we keep it alive. I love you all so much.